Hey everybody, welcome to Dad, Daughters, and Drinks, where you'll always get at least two of those three. Welcome to what's normally the Monday, Wednesday, or Friday rabbit hole, but today's Thursday, and I'm not doing a rabbit hole reaction today. Today we're just doing Token and Ren. What does your love look like? I'm going to try and never miss a Ren video, and so we'll go ahead and get started on this. I have no idea what kind of song this is. That's a pretty standard thing to say for anything Ren is involved in, but all of his collaborations tend to be pretty banging, so I'm expecting something good. We start off with "We Are the Products of What We See," which already, is kind of a deep thing to start with, so we'll see what we get.
I'm not right for you.
Let me turn on my Bluetooth, or my headphones.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What is...
All right, so that's kind of interesting. I have to, anytime you're doing a Ren video, there's always this three parts of my brain that are fighting for control of my focus. There's the lyrics, there's the music, and then there's whatever's going on in the video. Video's straightforward so far. This is the first time I've seen Token, so I don't really know anything about him. Sounds like it's going to be kind of a rappy, talking, maybe some singing in their song. But it also sounds like it's something that's a little more serious. So I'm going to try and focus on the lyrics a little bit more maybe than I normally do. But there was something in the guitar playing that Ren was doing. It's just simple, straightforward notes, but he jumped into something that was a little discordant there, at least for me, based on the single notes he was playing. That also gives me a feel of discomfort in the song as well. And I think with him, that's probably intentional.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
He's touching on something interesting here. He's got this notebook. It almost sounds like this is going to be a song that's like personal to, I assume, both Token and Ren about what they're singing about. So it's not like it's a generic topic. It sounds like it's going to be getting personal. And I always find people that can sing those kind of personal lyrics to be very brave if we do end up going there. But the idea of I'm not right for you, but I'm still right, highlights that a lot of times who we are as people may not mesh with other people, and that's fine. That doesn't mean either of us are actually wrong. It's more just like a key and a lock combination that don't fit together. I'm going to start this one more time.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? 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 As much as I do want to love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we feel safer in. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard Dad say I love you with Mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics, so how could you blame me?
Damn. Let me go back and hear that part again. So now he's actually got people. I'm assuming this is a, maybe a real relationship. She's in the video, so I don't know if I don't know what the situation is. I'm not going to try and speculate on that. But that part at the end about the expectations that we have about how much somebody's going to say I love you in a relationship probably really does go back to, what they said, we're the products of what we see. And so if you grow up in a household where, your parents are telling you they love each other all the time, that's what you expect you're going to get in a relationship. If you grow up in a household where you're not really seeing that, then maybe it doesn't seem so strange to you when you're in a relationship and you're not doing it. And that almost goes back, to what he was saying earlier about, I try to change you, you try to change me. I'm who I should be kind of thing. It's just, we always have to understand that our expectations shouldn't necessarily be based on our experiences if you want relationships to work.
Want to love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we feel safer in. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard Dad say I love you with Mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics, so how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You always choose to. You want to know where I'll be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load going nowhere until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn. I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man.
Oh, oh, that's a bar. I mean, wow. So yeah, now you're kind of getting again into even a little bit more deeper things, right? So it's not been very far into the song, and we've already talked about kind of childhood experiences, his current relationships, and now almost kind of like this lack of father figure thing going on with, presumably, and he talks about if you're a rapper and this is your manager, it's somebody that's common in your life who you would hope you could look up to for some guidance, but he doesn't care about you. He just cares about the money, right? And in fact, if you're really a greedy manager type, you're probably almost wanting your artist to be in some amount of emotional turmoil because it just seems like that generates better art. Damn, this got heavy quick.
I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that is colour my veins, that is present in solitary. What does your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite?
I want to hear that Ren opening again. I missed something there.
But I won't get up.
What does your love look like?
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that is colour my veins, that is present in solitary. What does your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night and the voices get softened when we're intertwined? I've been going to therapy lately, cause the cause and effect made me hate the way that I feel when the loving gets real. Cause
That's kind of an interesting double there, I think. The way he said that it makes me hate thee, it's like a hating you thing, like I hate thee, almost like you're speaking a little old timey, but then it continues on with it's a the type thing and it's going on to something else, but that pause in there felt very purposeful.
going to therapy lately, cause the cause and effect made me hate the way that I feel when the loving gets real. Cause I just wanna run and escape the pressure that paints me, pressure of safety, pressures of promises that turn to maybes, pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been
I gotta back up a little bit. I missed some lyrics there, but if you've listened to Ren's other music like Power and some other things, he definitely talks about some family things that were not so ideal growing up.
real. Cause I just wanna run and escape the pressure that paints me, pressure of safety, pressures of promises that turn to maybes, pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been driving me crazy. So my therapist said that these wounds that I kept were created when I was a kid. And just like that, all my thoughts raced back to a Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming and shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats every night.
I'll hear that again.
Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming and shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats every night. I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete. Mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood. A lesson.
So this must have gone on for a while. He talks about the mother forgiving there, but in Power he talks about hearing love dying through the walls, and he talks about get so high to try to silence sounds of fighting or something. I forget what it was exactly, but he talks about getting high to deal with those voices going through the walls. Here it's a 6-year-old. He said, right, 96. I think he was born in 90, so it's a 6-year-old. So if it was, presumably he wasn't smoking weed at 6 years old. So this must have gone on for a long time.
Deceiving and cheating and lying, the weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats every night. I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete. Mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood. A lesson that taught me that love ain't enough, and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward.
It's like I said, I suspected this might happen at the beginning, but this is, shout out to Ren and Token for like getting real with their experiences and their emotions that are not easy to talk about in public.
Vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood, a lesson that taught me that love ain't enough.
And even the look on his face, you can just tell, like, this is really real for him, and probably not easy to do.
A lesson that taught me that love ain't enough, and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward 5 years later, sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's car with my maker. My dad looked shaken, turned to face him. The words that he spoke cutthroat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created. And I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily.
This is interesting. It almost reminds me of the Money Ties thing where he's talking to his sister. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but even musically it sounded a little bit similar.
Look shaken, turned to face him. The words that he spoke cutthroat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created. And I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily. And just like that, it's just me, my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit. I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be a new Ren. Strong for my sis and my mum at a loose end. Confused but moving through the confusion. My raw new love feels fake like what does your love look like? Does it tear your inside? Does it keep you up at night? My brother. Does it make you feel like a fist in your windpipe? Suffocate the feeling of what love's meant to feel like. Navigating you, but I'm still not quite right. One night stand, make the pain stop one night. One more heart to the blade of my cold night. What does your love look like?
Man, this is hard.
You realize how hard that I work and you told me you feel for me. If I lost all my motivation tomorrow, would you still love me? It's easy to love when I'm up, when I'm down and you leaving. You can't even give me an answer cause you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe.
I gotta go back. I was so caught up in the homecoming sweatshirt that he was wearing and the visuals that were happening, but you know, like his relationship now and what was kind of Ren's parents' relationship in the past. But I think it's all supposed to kind of be going together. Wow.
You realize how hard that I work and you told me you feel for me. If I lost all my motivation tomorrow, would you still love me? It's easy to love when I'm up, when I'm down and you leaving. You can't even give me an answer cause you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe it. If you need help but I'm too far away, is it over for you? Maybe I'm just not the person for you, even though I still could be the soul for you. Right. Maybe we are meant to be together, but our history got in the way. Your trust issues, my fear issues, too many issues at play. You yell fast, I get quiet, you wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it. I grew up afraid.
All right, I hear that again.
You wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it. I grew up afraid to see holes in the wall in the room that was
I want to hear that one more time.
more passion. You yell fast, I get quiet, you wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it.
It's interesting. What I think I heard there was he said, you know, you want to see more passion. I've seen what yelling can lead to, and he's kind of equating passion and almost like anger. It's not necessarily the same thing, but a lot of times I think for people it does end up being the same thing, and it's tough to separate out. But he talked about like you see sometimes there's people who get quiet when things get bad, and I think he said something about that.
You yell fast, I get quiet.
You yell fast, I get quiet. You say you want passion, and you know.
Wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it.
Right. So it's like if in your history you've equated what you've seen as kind of passion becomes anger and yelling and you know, not necessarily violence, but you know, just uncomfortable kind of tension like that. Hopefully that's as far as it got. Then that does, I think, tend to make you want to avoid feeling those kind of things in that moment, at least. A lot of people really do say, like, I just need to be left alone for a while. You have to decompress. You have to do whatever you got to do to get yourself to a place where you can act unemotionally, or at least not. You know, he says passion, but I don't know if that's exactly the right word. But yeah, I think you know what I mean.
I grew up afraid to see holes in the wall in the room that was locked from inside. I promise I'm used to it all.
Well, so, you know, I was saying I was hoping it didn't go further than passionate yelling or something, but if there's people locking themselves inside doors and holes being beaten in the walls, then that's awful.
Grew up up afraid to see holes in the wall in a room that was locked from inside. I promise I'm used to it all. You don't gotta ever hold back and cry, but I gotta tell you why. I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm Not Supposed to Be Here. Is that the name of the album? There's a lot going on in this picture. So this looks like Token there in the middle. I don't know if these people all represent specific people. I think this guy in the blue was kind of looked like kind of looks like the Ren Dad a little bit, whoever is playing that guy back here somewhere. I don't know if I can find him. Yeah, this guy.
Because you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe it.
Wrong. I was trying to get them both up on the screen at the same time, but I don't know if that's who it was supposed to be. But I assume these are all supposed to be specific people. Anyway, wow. So that was a video that was kind of a little bit deep for a Thursday afternoon, but I think I'm going to be reacting to Vincent in just a minute, and so I guess I've just kind of set myself up for that kind of a day. But this was really interesting. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that one a few times. That hook is kind of catchy. I've got it ringing through my head, just that, over and over repeating that. What does your love look like? And really, going back to the very beginning, the whole, we are the products of what we see. They talk about, just brutal. Brutal that so many people have grown up in these kind of environments. It's very unfortunate. I got very lucky in that regard. And I've tried to make sure that my kids experience the same kind of a thing. But I know not everybody was that lucky. In fact, I think most people probably weren't. It's just unfortunate. Anyway, that's it for me on this happy Thursday. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to listen to this a few more times and absorb it. I hope everybody's doing well. I'll catch y'all again some other time. Take care. Bye.